Why Mongol Empire was among the greatest empires in the world. This is a special podcast where we interview the famous history figures about this. Ready for the next 18 minutes of information? 3, 2, 1, let's go! Welcome to the History Why podcast. I'm Eli, and today we discuss about Mongol with our special guest, the Genghis Khan himself.
It's my honor.
So, regarding Mongols' mighty military, it's been controversial. Some say it's simple. Some people think that it's all about brute strength.
It's hilarious to hear that. Actually, we are the opposite of brute strength. I invite all listeners to watch a short promotional film below, created by my grandson, Kublai.
An empire that began from a single band of horsemen and expanded to conquer the world. The Rus nobles, they thought themselves warriors. They trusted their heavy cavalry. We needed none of that to crush them. We are Mongols. We strike from where they least expect. Pretend to retreat, then turn and strike again. We are the wrath of God, and we bring terror to all who oppose us. We fight with our minds. We understand our enemies. Genghis Khan heirs. We know what they crave most, the way they act when paralyzed by fear. The way they cannot bear humiliation, driven to reckless, impulsive actions. What they are proudest of. What they fear most. What's their nightmare? What's their despair? We see the path to their destruction. We know their deepest sins. We know their pitiful hopes. Those who are conquered become tools for the next campaign. War feeds on war. They can never stand against us as long as we keep pressing our invasion. We are the storm that will sweep Japan clean. So tell me, what have you learned about Japan?
That was remarkable.
He claims it captures quite accurately the true terror and precision of the Mongol war machine enjoy.
Your grandson clearly understands spectacle.
Ah yes, in his generation, public relations is apparently essential. Strength alone conquers nothing. What built my empire was the harmony between mobility, discipline, intelligence, and the willingness to adopt the best ideas from every land we touched.
Let's start with mobility. I've heard each of your warriors kept several horses.
3 to 5. That allowed us to ride without rest. A Mongol army could travel 100 to 150 kilometers a day. No kingdom in your time, or mine, could match that speed.
Extraordinary. And this mobility paired with your composite bows and shock tactics, correct?
The bow was our soul, up to 160 pounds of draw weight. We could fire at full gallop, turn while riding, and strike before the enemy even raised their shields. Feigned retreats, encirclements, focused volleys, we mastered them all.
What made your bows superior in real battle conditions?
First, power. Our bows reached draw weights near 160 pounds, enough to pierce lamella armor at ranges where most enemies could barely scratch us. Second, compactness. A bow must be short to fire from horseback. Ours kept its strength without becoming unwieldy. That combination is rare.
And of course, the range was remarkable.
Yes, 200 meters of effective fire, 300 with flight arrows. But range is nothing without accuracy. My riders trained from childhood to twist their bodies, stabilize the bow with their legs, and fire even while turning at full speed. A stationary archer fires once. A horse archer strikes again and again.
Many civilizations also used composite bows, Turks, Yurkins, even some Chinese dynasties. Why did yours dominate?
Because the weapon was only one piece of the machine. Our horses carried spare quivers. Our men rotated in circles to maintain endless volleys. Our scouts forced enemies to fight on open ground. Our commanders positioned units so the enemy faced rain after rain of arrows from angles they could not defend. The bow was excellent, but the system around it was lethal.
So it wasn't just technology, it was doctrine.
Correct. A Song crossbow might kill one man. A Mongol composite bow, used with mobility and discipline, could break an army.
That leads to another question that has puzzled many listeners. Why were Mongol horse archers absolute rulers of the open battlefield? Great Khan, the floor is yours.
Because open terrain rewards one thing above all: movement. A horse archer fires whenever he chooses. That freedom is victory.
So mobility wasn't just speed, it was control.
Precisely. My riders decided the range, the angle, the timing. Infantry archers and crossbowmen, they were tied to the earth. They needed a stable firing stance, tight formations, shield protection. Once they moved, their discipline broke.
And you exploited that.
Always. We circled them, tightened the ring, forced them to turn their shields in every direction. A stationary line is strong from the front, but weak from the sides and helpless from the rear. Our horses gave us every angle.
But many people assume that a mounted archer is an easy target.
Only for those who have never tried to hit a rider moving at 40 kilometers an hour. On horseback, you rise and fall. You tilt, you shift. The target changes shape every heartbeat, but we fired at formations, dense and predictable. One arrow into a crowd is more valuable than 20 arrows fired at us.
And your riders could shoot even while retreating.
Yes, the Parthian shot. Rotate the torso, fire backward, never slow down. While crossbowmen reload for 10 seconds, my riders loose 2 or 3 arrows and vanish beyond range.
So the infantry couldn't keep up strategically or physically.
Exactly. Their legs could not match our horses. Their reloading could not match our rhythm. Their formations could not rotate fast enough to defend from every direction. In open fields, they fought a battle they could not win.
It sounds like more than weaponry. It's tempo, stamina, psychology.
You understand. Open terrain is the domain of those who can strike, fade, return, and strike again.
What you call shoot, run, shoot again. Great Khan, many commanders knew this trick, yet they still fell for it. Why?
Because it was not a trick, it was a system. Most armies attempted fake retreats with a handful of men. We performed it with entire wings of cavalry, trained from childhood to turn, fire and withdraw without losing formation.
So the retreat wasn't chaos, it was choreography.
Exactly. My riders never truly ran. They chose the speed, the angle, the distance. Every movement was a lure. As they withdrew, they kept firing, riding sideways, twisting their torsos, loosing arrows at full gallop. To an enemy, it looked like panic. To us, it was geometry.
What made opponents so vulnerable to it?
Human nature. When a line of cavalry appears to break, the enemy believes victory is within reach. Formations loosen, orders fade, men rush forward. And once they stretch themselves thin, they are mine.
And at that moment you turn?
Yes. At the exact distance where their formation collapses, not too early, not too late. My riders wheel around as a single body. Fresh units appear on the flanks, arrows fall from angles the enemy never expected. The very momentum of their pursuit becomes their downfall.
So the real weapon wasn't the bow, it was the manipulation of tempo and psychology.
You understand. We controlled the pace of battle the way a hunter controls the movement of prey. If they advanced too slowly, we stung them with arrows. If they advanced too fast, we opened the path and drew them deeper. We pulled, we pushed, we guided them into the trap they believed they were escaping.
It sounds almost like a dance, one side leading, the other following without realizing.
A deadly dance, yes. The feigned retreat is unstoppable when your riders can fire while withdrawing, when your horses are fresh, and when your commanders speak through flags and horns faster than enemy officers can shout.
So even if a general recognized the pattern, he could not stop his troops from chasing?
No army of foot could resist it. The moment their archers or knights began to run, they were finished. Speed is a prison they could not escape. Once they committed, they were ours.
But a weapon is only as effective as the command structure behind it. Your army's organization was surprisingly modern.
Arban for 10 men, Jagun 100, Mingan 1,000, and the Tumen 10,000. But more important than numbers, advancement was by merit, not by noble birth. A shepherd could rise above a prince if he proved himself.
Fascinating. What many don't realize is how multi-ethnic your army was. You incorporated specialists from everywhere.
A wise ruler uses every resource. Song and Chinese engineers gave us siege engines. Khwarezmians brought gunpowder bombs. Koreans and southern Song sailors built our fleet's tanguts, and Jurchens added heavy cavalry traditions. The empire was not Mongol alone. It was a forge of nations.
You also pioneered psychological warfare, perhaps more effectively than any civilization before you.
Fear is a weapon. Rumors, false troop numbers, the surrender of hostages. These often ended battles before they began. Many cities opened their gates without a single arrow fired.
And then there is the YAM, your legendary logistics network.
A chain of stations across continents, fresh horses, supplies, food, and messengers ready to ride. Armies cannot move without breath. The YAM gave them breath.
Your intelligence network was equally formidable. Spies, captured specialists, and detailed maps.
A general must know the land better than the people born upon it. We studied politics, rivalries, terrain, rivers, and weather. Even emperors did not understand their own kingdoms as well as we did.
And finally, adaptability. You seemed unconstrained by tradition.
Tradition is a chain if you let it bind you. We adopted any tactic, any weapon, any culture that served victory. Wisdom does not care about borders.
A powerful reminder. That's enough about military. Let's move on to the next topic. Society and economy.
After your profound insights on military strategy and technology from Genghis Khan, we're fortunate to hear your analysis of how the Mongols governed and managed society.
In fact, the Mongols had only one rule: equality. We gave everyone the chance to realize their abilities. The Mongol realm was an open world. All colors and ethnicities were treated fairly, whether general or common or the same.
That sounds radical. But did this openness and multiculturalism make you fear the Mongols' distinctive identity and advantage would fade or be diluted?
One swallow doesn't make a summer. The world advances only through combined strength. With this policy, the Mongols became a hub, not only connecting many cultures, but also a marketplace and a destination for knowledge. I believed in this decision even more after meeting someone long ago.
Could you share this story with the audience of The Eli Show?
With pleasure. Are you Marco Polo?
Yes, I am.
What kept you in Mongol lands and brought you to seek an audience with me?
When I arrived, I felt a fierce vitality, a freedom without limits. People here live to their full potential. Judging from my notes across each land, I saw the Mongols moving toward the world I had always sought.
That's so cringe and cheesy. Your story sounds like propaganda.
That's the whole point of me being on this show. So what compelled you to stay and devote part of your life to a faraway land like the Mongol realm?
I believe the Mongols could become a bridge between cultures, a crossroads of knowledge and prosperity.
An empire of peace and learning. Under the Mongol banner, many brilliant commanders came from many different lands. He came from humble rank, just a minor soldier. Or Omar, an accomplished naval commander from the Arab world. And Hong Da-du, a Korean commander, was likewise entrusted.
We can see the Mongols excelled as the thread connecting the world. So beyond the military, how else did the Mongols leverage that advantage, sir?
To optimize resources from everywhere like that, we built our own logistics system that spanned the realm. Mongol horses excelled not only on the battlefield, but were a crucial link in transport. Our couriers would travel continuously and change horses at each station, spaced about 40 kilometers apart across the realm.
How did the growth of that system affect the Mongols?
Transport is the backbone of all development. Logistics supported the military, the control of vast lands, and especially commerce. We maintained not only well-kept arterial routes, but also a YAM relay network spanning 33 million square kilometers. These stations were not just rest and resupply points, they also ensured express messaging and swift, safe travel. This cut travel times to an unprecedented degree. As a result, the Mongol realm became one of the liveliest markets.
With such an open system, how could the Mongols ensure it ran efficiently?
Not everyone could use the YAM at will. Only those holding a paisa were granted relay horses and rations at the stations. This ensured resources were not abused. However, for urgent military tasks, we still prioritize strategy. A courier might not need a paisa at the peak. A single courier could travel over 200 kilometers per day, a feat the U.S. Pony Express achieved only 600 years later.
Thank you for those meaningful insights. And now, let's switch perspectives with Eli Show's special guests.
The Yuan, in particular, and the Mongols in general, were truly a breakthrough dynasty.
That's right. The legacies of this era run very deep. The Yuan were the first non-Han dynasty to rule China, even though we Han place great weight on bloodline. It's undeniable they enacted many positive reforms. They were the first dynasty to choose Beijing as the capital, and that choice is still recognized to this day. The Yuan were the first to turn the province into a permanent administrative unit, a model that directly shapes China's modern provincial system today. The Yuan also pioneered empire-wide paper money called Chao, one of the earliest unified paper currency economies in the world. Merchants flocked here via the Pax Mongolica and the maritime Silk Road from China to West Asia and the Mediterranean by both land and sea.
Yep, the world under the Mongols was very open. All peoples were equal. This was a double-edged sword. The Mongols failed to manage class tensions. Their open cultural policy led to reverse assimilation of the Mongols themselves. Along with the mistake of not vigorously using exams to recruit talent, it drove that once mighty empire into the tragedy of collapse. This lesson made the Qing wary. Later, when they again governed China, they enforced many stringent policies to push Manchu culture into China's popular mainstream. It was an authoritarian shield, but an undeniably effective one.
That's it for today. Stay tuned for the next episodes. Please comment below the topic you want us to talk about. See you